I'm Charlie Simons at such a great event down in Modesto, California for the Children's Health Defense. Children's Health Defense is the organization that Robert Kennedy Jr. started. And there's a California chapter, and they had an event today with Michelle Spencer as the keynote speaker, telling the story about how she's a whistleblower at a hospital and what all happened. Oh, frustrating, infuriating, sad.
Heartbreaking.
But this is Julie Threet. And Julie, you're a whistleblower as well.
Absolutely.
Which county are you in?
So I'm up in Chico, California, in Butte County. So I worked at Enloe Medical Center in Chico, and I was a healthcare worker there. And when COVID came around, I went and worked for the mass vaccination clinics with the Butte County Public Health Department. I mean, I bought the Safe and Effective lie, and I was all in. So I became a nurse helper out of the fairgrounds in Chico from January through June 2021.
You were doing that drive-through thing.
No, actually, we were in drive-through, but you came in. My daughter was working the drive-through clinics at Alameda County Fairgrounds. She's a medical assistant. But yeah, so I raised my hand, took the shot, right? Took 2 shots of Moderna, January and February. Immediately got brain fog. Went and got a CAT scan. I've got a lesion on my brain. I have chronic tinnitus. I've had 3 retinal detachments. I've had 5 eye surgeries. And now I am pretty pissed off and pretty mad and want to, the world to know that these vaccines are deadly. So, when I was working at those clinics, the first thing I started to hear, this is why this story here with Michelle got me today, because I heard these young college nursing students that were working there from Butte Community College talking about menstrual disruptions after their shots. Too many periods, missed a period, late period, right? And it wasn't normal. And I raised the issue with our county medical officer, Dr. Andy Miller. I said, look, what is going on? Why are all these nurses talking about this? Or why are women coming in for their second shots saying they've had this issue? Is there a problem? I have a daughter doing this. I want, grandkids. What's going on? And he basically told me to sit down, shut up, they're safe and effective. I said, okay. And then I started experiencing my own injuries, kind of still caught up in the matrix, right? And the next injury that I saw was Chico State track team. So Chico State required shots to run track. So of course, here comes the track team to get their shots. Kid sits right in my chair, healthy man, healthy young kid, wants to run track. Shot goes in his arm, he's on the floor with a seizure immediately. And I start screaming, Dr. Miller, you got a kid on the floor here, right? And, what's going on? No ambulances, nothing. 200 shots an hour we were giving at the fairgrounds. People are still getting them. Nobody kind of blinked. Kids on the floor. Luckily, he doesn't crack his head because he fell into the nurse and she caught him. And eventually he kind of comes around. I don't know what happened to him. I'm like, what is happening? And so, 2021 was one of those years for me of awakening, right? Where I'm seeing all these things and I'm processing this. And it was Naomi Wolf who showed up on the War Room, because
she's amazing.
She's amazing. She's a fighter, and I'm a geopolitical junkie. So I'm watching all this Joe Biden garbage, right? I mean, planes leaving Afghanistan, people are hanging. I'm like, what is going on? So here comes Naomi Wolf on War Room, and she's like, oh, menstrual disruptions Pfizer hid them, and we know. And I'm like, I went, what? Those menstrual disruptions that I was seeing myself at these clinics. Okay, they're real. And Pfizer knew about it. There's this information. So that was the summer of 2021. I went, oh man, there's a problem. And then I started researching, started digging, found tinnitus is a thing. And I'm like, oh, the screeching I've had in my ear all summer, horrifying. I mean, you want to, it's, and you can't do anything about it. My sister-in-law that summer lost a kidney, healthy woman, absolutely zero problems with her. 2 months after Pfizer, she's literally hooked up to dialysis. And she won't believe it. She's, in denial. So, Christmas of 2021, I really was doing a ton of research, and I found Robert Malone, right, talking about his vaccine injury.
He's been on my show.
And yeah, he's amazing. And so he talked about Moderna, which were my shots, and how he was having these problems. And he said, how about ismybatch.com? Go look it up. And I went, oh man, I went and got my vaccine card straight away. And I plugged it in. Oh, there's my shot. Really? Moderna 042028 on the top of the list. Okay, wow, I've been poisoned. And what do I do with this information now? Like, what do I do?
Right.
I mean, I got to go back to work, right, at this hospital. So I go back, and I'm still like, God, what do I do? I've now found information about lesions on the brain and all these things, and I'm like, okay. But I love this job. It's my purpose in life. I was an executive in the Bay Area, and I kind of retired to Chico in 2014, and I had lost a husband. So this was going to be my new thing, healthcare. I was taking classes, the whole thing. And so I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? My boss walks in, And by this time, I'm a patient ambassador. I'm on the board of directors at Enloe. And she goes, Julie, if you want to keep doing this job, you need a booster. I went, yeah, okay, no, I'm not taking a dang booster. And I went, what? I go, what are you talking about?
That was so infuriating to
was
me
so-
when all
so-
that was going on, the whole booster thing. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought that, first of all, stop calling it a vaccine.
Yeah.
A vaccine prevents you from getting whatever it is. This doesn't. People get the shot and then they turn around to get the COVID anyway, and nobody said anything, nobody questioned, nobody dares speak up except me and a few others in the
Thank God for
media.
you.
And we got punished. We got fired. We got doxxed. We
Got
got
canceled.
oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
We
So
went
here-
through. We went
so-
through it in a way with you in the media, at
See,
least.
now I've gotten the double whammy because not only did I take the shot because I was buying the lie, right? I mean, every member of my medical community, I was the CEO of what Mike Wilchermuth, shame on you, at Enloe Medical Center, and the public health department, all safe and effective. And now I have to quit this
Safe
job.
and effective.
I'm like, well, now I have to quit my job. That
You have to say that whenever you say health department, you have to say safe and effective.
Safe and effective. You liars, you criminals. So yeah, so I go. So I had to, and it wasn't an easy decision for me because I had my mental health at stake. This was my purpose in life. This is the only place I had to go every day as a widow. I'm like, what am I going to do now if I wake up tomorrow without this job? But I said, no, wait a minute. I don't want a stroke. I don't want MS. I don't want to die, the whole thing. So I thought, okay, no, thank you. And I had to walk out of there. And they immediately canceled me from everywhere in this county. All the GOP Republican women clubs hate me. You can't be here anymore.
Wait,
you
what?
You support RFK Jr. I go, I'm a Republican. I've worked for every member in this county, the city council members. What are you talking about? Oh, because they're all bought in by the medical establishment, right? They're all in. So the minute you start saying you're fighting vaccines, Butte County wants to run and hide. So
I had no idea that people on supposedly our side, or at
No.
least me, I don't know
No.
about you. I'm on the right. I'm slightly to the right of Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
But
I have
every
no
ti-
party preference now.
Are ya?
No, oh yeah, no.
You went for it.
Oh, I did, because I've been a conservative GOP member my whole life, right? Now, you guys are fake, phony liars, right? You're good. Okay, so, but what do I do the next day when I have nowhere to go? Oh, I get pissed off. I'm mad. You've poisoned me. You've injured me. You're not taking responsibility. Now you've made me quit my job. So I start going to the county. So Butte County Public Health Department, I know who they are, right? I worked with these criminals. And so I start going to every supervisor meeting. I've been to 52 in person, giving comments on my Rumble channel, which is Praying Hawk 144.
Praying Hawk,
P-R-
H-A-W-K.
Praying HAWK 144. Go look up 144. It's my number. But yeah, Praying Hawk 144. So all my public comments are there. So I've been going, and I think they're going to do something, right? Oh no, nothing. But I go, I'm relentless this way. So okay, start going there, and waking people up, and start joining all these medical freedom movements, all these medical freedom communities. 2023. Somebody goes, why don't you go down to the Sacramento County Board of Health, Board of Pharmacy? There's a Board of Pharmacy. What does the Board of Pharmacy do in California? They're supposed to be consumer protection. And now at this point, I'm walking into CVS, getting assaulted by get your vaccine, RSV,
Oh, I
pneumonia,
know.
shingles,
Oh.
da-da-da. I go, wait a minute, how do we stop the pharmacies? So I've now been to 13 California State Board of Pharmacy meetings telling them they're poisoning people. They need to stop, right? They need to tell the public. So that's another thing that I'm fighting. I filed my VAERS report.
Explain VAERS in
Okay.
case not everybody knows what VAERS
So
is.
VAERS-
It's invaluable, actually.
Yeah, vaccine adverse event reporting system. We didn't tell people about this at the clinics either, y'all. That's another part of the crime. So if you get injured by a vaccine, you go report it, or your doctor's supposed to go report it, or your employer, whoever is, the pharmacy, the school, who injected you. If you go down, if you have an injury and you report it, they're supposed to go tell the CDC.
And notice she said supposed to.
Yeah,
the
they
doctors
don't.
are supposed to. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean they do. But even still, VAERS is about the closest thing we have to an actual correct chronicle of what has happened with all these
It's your
vaccine
early
injuries.
reporting system that's supposed, and so I'm like, okay, now it's an infuriating system. It's it's a really terrible system.
Hard to
but
negotiate. Yeah.
it's anyway, it's disturbing. So, but I get one in, I file it. Nobody's going to file it for me. Go file it yourself, y'all. So I do my report. 2020, August 15th, 2022, my mom dies. Now, my mom, I started researching these batch numbers, right? Because after Robert Malone, this howbadismybatch.com. So I ask all my family who are vaccinated, give me your vaccine card. I want the vaccine numbers, right? And everybody's like, no, we're not going to give it to you. You're going to give us too much information. I'm like, okay. My mom goes, sure, honey, if this is what you're doing, if this is your new project, I will gladly do. She texts me immediately her vaccine card. I hit the floor because I didn't know she took 4 shots. I knew she took the booster. I didn't know she took the 4th one. but she took it because, now her daughter-in-law is with the kidney and the kidney transplant, and my mom wants to protect her.
Why did nobody question this whole booster thing?
It makes me so upset. And so, 4 shots, but she's still healthy. And I'm like, God, Mom, why are you so healthy still? There must be some secret to your, whatever you're doing. Now, again, she's in Sunnyvale, California at this point. She lives this amazing life. She walks every day. She's in her garden every day. She drinks healthy water, drinks organic food. She doesn't have any stress, and she has no EMF in her house, none. So I'm like, okay, you're the secret sauce here. Why people? Because you're not dropping dead. You have no cancer, no autoimmune, nothing wrong with you. Until she dropped dead. She's died suddenly. So.
Explain EMF.
Okay, so that's the what is it, electromagnetic? I don't even know what it's frequency, right? So all this stuff, your Bluetooth, all of the stuff in your house. That's it. The electrical stuff that's outside your, the smart meters, all this stuff.
Your little Alexa, all that crap. Your Wi-Fi in your house.
Exactly, all the stuff that's talking to you, and your TVs and all this stuff. And it, I know, careful. So it will agitate whatever's in your body that might be metals, might be aluminums.
Very real.
Exactly. Or in my mom's case, what I know killed her was those white fibrous clots. So if you haven't seen those white fibrous clots that embalmers are pulling out of people when they're doing embalming of vaccinated people, go look at Tom Haviland, Haviland. Go look at Tom Haviland's Substack, or Richard Hirschman, who's the first embalmer that broke this information. As they were doing this embalming after 2021, they're finding all these big, white, long, weird...
ropes.
Yeah, like calamari claw. What is that?
Yes.
So I knew when they called me, my mom was on vacation in Wyoming in August, 2 weeks in August, like she always went. She's a perfectly healthy woman. And then I got a call. We lost Mom. What do you mean you lost her? Where'd she go? I mean, I'm like, no, she's dead. I mean, so she woke up on Monday morning the 15th to go to the bathroom. My aunt had heard her at 6 a.m. And 8 a.m., she's gone. She's dead. Her heart had stopped that fast. I immediately am calling the sheriff. There's a crime. My mom's been murdered. And of course, then all my family in Wyoming, where they're supposed to be fighters, right? But they're kind of still all bought into the medical establishment too. And doctors tell the truth, and public health tells the truth. So, and they didn't want me causing a fuss. So and they're like, Julie, your mom would not want to cause a fuss. I said, you freaking kidding me? Do you not know my mother? We're daughters of the American Revolution. Okay, our patriots were causing a fuss 200 whatever years ago. No, we want to cause a fuss. Something's wrong. What if she had arsenic in her tea? I don't know. We need to investigate this as a crime. And I had her vaccine card. So I said, Sheriff, nobody would believe me. My brother flew out there immediately. 1 child is all it takes to get them cremated. And now they called in a pathologist to pull tissues, pull labs, because there was no reason for her to be gone. And they called it sudden adult death syndrome, SADS. I go, you mean like SIDS? You mean like the SIDS that are the vaccine damaged, killed babies? You're now calling my mom vaccine murder to my face. It's SADS? You can't call that SADS. You're going to put that on her death certificate? Well, no, they put sudden cardiac event. Well, from what? How does it? So I wanted an ultrasound. I wanted, Mike Adams goes, get an ultrasound, Julie, rub it, so non-invasive. Find those clots, but my brother wouldn't have it. So I didn't get the ultrasound, but that's had to have been what killed her. And whether she was now underneath a bunch of, radiation or whatever else might have triggered that sudden cardiac event. But no, she didn't have a heart attack. They didn't call it that. She didn't have a cardiac arrest. Her heart just stopped. So I then again, now my new purpose in life is getting justice for Jane, which you see on my card. And so August 15th, 2022, and within 2 weeks I was doing I was with Albert Benavides, who Michelle knows because he appeared at her event in Fresno. He's the VAERS Aware guy. So VAERSaware.com, VAERS, aware.com. He takes all the information out of VAERS and puts it into...
Thank God.
Yes.
What a huge job that is.
It's crazy. And he's from Silicon Valley. So
it's really hard to negotiate the VAERS website.
Don't even do it.
Somebody's
Go to
already done it.
VAERSaware.com and there's VAERSaware.com and there's dashboards. So you can see red state, blue state. You can see by vaccine type. It's amazing. So, and you'll see all his interviews and things like... So anyway, so he went to Chico State. So we're kind of this, meant to be together. So we go online and we do my mom's VAERS report. So we have a tutorial. So we do it together on Zoom, and now we have it recorded. If people want to get a tutorial, they can see it on my social media. But file her report, and now I'm going after Santa Clara County. Okay, Santa Clara County is my crosshairs. Newsom, Santa Clara County, anybody involved with the public health department, Dr. Sarah Cody. They made my mom take 4 shots to go to a Sharks game. My mom was a huge, huge sports fan. The Giants, the Warriors, the San Jose Sharks, the 49ers. Now, again, I hold all them accountable too.
You forgot the athletics.
Well, okay, the A's, but she was more of a San Francisco. But anyway, the A's too.
Come on now.
But
give me some props.
Do you not remember back then? They opened up, my mom lived in Sunnyvale, right around the corner of that brand new Levi Stadium where the 49ers played. They opened it up to a vaccine clinic. 250,000 fans wanted to see the inside of that stadium and took a vaccine at the behest of the NFL. So, and Steve Kerr, Golden State Warrior coach, man, remember him? He was like pushing his foot with the mask, and you couldn't go into their brand new stadium without a vaccine card. And same with San Jose at the Sharks. So there's criminals everywhere that need to be exposed. And there's a lot of athletes now hurt. Why are they hurt? I don't know. How many shots did they take, right? You kind of have to ask the question. So anyway, a lot of stuff to be exposed. But yeah, I came down here to support Michelle. So my whistleblower story is what I saw at the clinics. Butte County, I went and did a bunch of FOIA requests. So I have all of this internal documentation. They took, who Javier Becerra is?
Oh,
okay. So he was our HHS secretary.
Idiot's running for governor now.
And he's running for governor. He paid Butte County $250,000, $225,000 to go hunt little kids in Chico between 5 and 11 years of age. I have the documentation, no joke. He flew to Chico in April of 2022 because our parents were vaccine hesitant. We were the lowest vaccinated county in all of California. He flies to Chico, my little hometown, and has a private meeting with public health and with Enlo, my employer. And I knew that something bad was going on, and they started rolling out these little vaccine vans all over Chico. The mall with the Disney movie, Sierra Nevada Brewery. What is going on, Ken Grossman? Why are you opening up your brewery to the vaccines for one day? So I did a FOIA request, and I got the internal documentation that they paid $225,000. You go find more kids in Chico, not Oroville, not Durham, not Paradise, which they'd already destroyed with the fire. So we got to go after Chico. So they did, and I went to city council 10 times. What are you letting them do this for? Why are you letting them do this? I went to the school board. What do you do? Why are you letting them do this? And so at least I've got it all documented, and I have all the batch numbers that were administered. I did a FOIA and got a whole Excel spreadsheet of all the Johnson & Johnson, the Pfizer, the Moderna. So I have enough evidence to hold this county accountable. And then when I wasn't getting, so I'm like, what else can I be doing, right? Ronald F. Owens Jr., who you talked to today. So Ronald F. Owens Jr. comes into Butte County and stands up there in 2024 and says, hey, you see another friend. And Ronald F. Owens Jr. goes, hey, Butte County, I told you in July about California Department of Public Health knowing that these vaccines are killing people, and I'm looking at this black man in Butte County at the supervisor meeting going, what are you talking? You're telling them too? It's bad enough they're not listening to me, they're not listening to you. So I looked at him and I said, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going county to county. I said, oh, I'm on the road. That's it, let's go. So I've been traveling with him. I've been to 32 other counties besides Butte. Gets me out of the house. I've been looking across this state. It's amazing. The state is beautiful. A lot of fighters. And so we're going to talk to Inyo County this Tuesday and, just finish that journey. Yeah.
I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad I met you.
I'm glad I met you too. Thank you for sharing the story.
Where do we find you? How do we follow what you're doing? Get involved.
Most of my fight is on Twitter X. So Twitter X is where all the fight's happening. I have over 13,000 followers over there, and I've got we do spaces, right? So we have a community on Twitter X called End All Tyranny. And every night for 3 hours, from 6 to 9 Pacific time, we're talking about the tyranny that's happening in our states, in this country, and in the globe. I mean, Monday night we're talking about Ireland. Ireland's being destroyed, and we need to help Ireland. So Twitter X, my account there is Julie, the number 4, Butte, Butte, the number 5. I ran for supervisor, District 5. So Julie 4, Butte 5. That's my Twitter handle. Go find me. Join our community. Join our Twitter X space.
Done.
See my posts. Rumble channel, Praying Hawk 144. Facebook, Julie Threet. But, most of it's on Twitter X. So, yeah.
Thank you, Spike. Spike did not take the shot, by the way.
I know. No vaccines for your dogs either.
Yeah, I don't. My dogs don't get vaccines. Yeah. No, hell no.
Children's Health 100%. Defense has a great section on pet, problems with pet vaccines. So yeah, I send people to Children's Health Defense if they want to get information on their pets. So yeah, very nice
honor
to meet
meeting you. Thank you.
That's great.
Appreciate you very much.